Hello, I'm back to talk through the pictures that I promised, and I think that this is something that I really wanted to do to show how much you can do even no matter how long your hair is with respect to the tying, styling that I am so into. And so I have the pictures, and so I'm going to show it in just a second. But before I do that, I wanted to talk a teeny weeny bit about something that I probably need to talk about more next time. But I remember I mentioned that playing with in your hair can lead to bad things. And for me, anyway, the bad thing was this thing called trichotillomania. It's a long word, trichotillomania. It took me a while to be able to say it. But what happens is that I love to feel the texture of my hair to the extent that I can play with it. Like I've stopped as of 2 days ago. I haven't done it yet. But what I do is I kind of feel along the hair, and sometimes when I'm not thinking, I just feel, and then sometimes I pull it out of my head, not on purpose. It just happens, and then I continue to play with it, and I like to split the hairs up. Yeah. I probably need to go see. I need to go see someone about that. But the funny thing is that it's my mother does it, my father did it. It's, what can I say? So the effect was, and you probably see in some of my videos, that this area here is thinner. And so if you look at these two locks, for example, on the same sides of, maybe it's difficult to see in a in the video. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. But this one is the side that I'm not touching, right? You see how thick it is? And then this one is the side that I've been doing. You see, it's much like half the size. And so yeah, today what I did was I went ahead and braided the loose ends around the bottom so that it's gonna stop me from touching it. So you probably see in some of my videos it's lighter, that I have done damage. And the funny thing is, every time at the end of the day, I'll look and I'll say, is my hair about to fall out? And then I see that there's tons more hair left, and so I just keep going on. But I've now noticed that there's a big difference, like you can see, even difference between the bottom and this part. So okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Maybe I'll talk about it in more detail later on, because it's actually a pretty big issue for a lot of people, where they go through. I mean, I have baby trichotillomania, but there are people who actually go through and pull out hairs from their eyebrows and their eyelashes and all their head, to the extent where you have like a big missing section and things like that. So yeah, it's a big deal. But I mean, I just love the feel. Of, even when doesn't have to be my hair, even when I'm working on my partner's hair. I mean, I love unknotting. She has natural hair, and I just love going through and just unknotting. So yeah. Anyway, not wanting to talk too much, and I'm gonna go ahead to the pictures. But so remember this pose, okay? Because it's going to be significant when you see the pictures. So remember this pose, and here we go. So the reason I wanted to start with this picture and the same pose was to show you this is what my inspiration was when I wanted to start locking, and then this is where I ended up with just like this crazy freedom of a hair. So it's interesting how growth happens. So I was looking through the pictures, and I saw this picture of me and my mother-in-law, and so she was tying before I started tying. Look at that. And so this was soon before. It was in April, yeah. And that's not my baby, it's a borrowed baby. I love this hair. This is my favorite, and that's what I dream about doing with my hair one day, just cutting all of it off. And so this was the last picture that I took before I started locking. So this was maybe like a month or maybe a few weeks before. And then this is that wig that I mentioned in the other video, that perm that just looked like it was not me, and that's why I bought the Afro wigs. I did start my locks with braiding little pieces, and this is what it looked like after I think about a month. I went to Jamaica on vacation and jumped into the ocean, and that was when I decided that the locking with twisting with gel just was not for me, because after I came out of the water there was just like gel, sticky gel on my hair, and it was horrible. So I decided to stop at that point using that gel twisting method. And so this is soon after April. And then so this is the first of my tying styles. You see my hair was very short and I was still able to tie it down. I really liked just the look of hair tied up, so I always try and see how I could do it. So in this case I braided together the little pieces, and I probably used the help of a couple of pins here and there, but just so you see, it's possible no matter how short your hair is. And then here's another one where I tied the hair together. Again, probably used a couple of pins, but not that many, considering how short my hair is. So that's what it looked like in the back. It's very into hair that's tied back, and so as much as possible I tried to figure out how to do that, no matter how long my hair was. And so yeah, this is a one where I decided to twist. Whenever I twisted, I only used shea butter, and this was probably like a very light twisted thing. Another of my tied up, unfortunately I didn't think to turn my head so you could see what it looked like in the back, but it really just was hair tied together, no pins, still just hair tied together in a style. Over here I did the knots to do the curls, and then I tied up specific sections, and this is what it looked like the next day. It was just like knots, and then to get the curls, and then I just tied up parts of it. I loved this day. It was my Janelle Monde concert hairstyle, and yeah, another one of those twists, knots to get curls. I wanted to show you this to show the bush, and this was just a year and a half ago. This was my first bun style with the tying process in place. I was really loving this, and I was glad to finally have this. And so this is how short my hair was to do that bun style. So just keep in mind that you can get it. This is where the wig ended up. This is my mother. I can't believe she's 75 years old. She is amazing. But yeah, that's that wig that I showed that was not me. I don't know why I picked this picture, because it doesn't really have any tying. This was recently, and when I did that tying, and it's a wider tying thing where I tied at the bottom as opposed to in the middle. And then here is the braid up. I think someone said basket weave. Yeah. That's the front of it, where I just let the front out. So that's it. Just wanted to show you the pictures and to let you know that you can definitely do this by yourself, no matter how long your hair is.